Alright, so that was how you open an Excel file. Now, this very interesting thing that's on your screens right now is how an Excel looks like. So let's start understanding the interface a little bit. On the top here, you have ribbons, right? So that are ribbons. So the ribbon in Excel has 8 main tabs: Home tab, Insert tab, Page layout, Formulas, Data, Review, View, and something known as a Developer tab. So let's understand each one a bit, since we'll be working a lot on Excel. So we should know that what ribbon contains what buttons, right? So let's start with the Home tab. Now the Home tab contains some of the most frequently used properties, right? It includes buttons such as cut, copy, paste, which can transfer text, data, or objects within your Excel file. Most of the formatting options as well are included here. You will find the features such as font, font size, how to create borders to the cell, text color, how to set the alignment, and so on. Now, within the Home tab, we can also find and select tool, which is very useful in certain situations in Excel, right? The next tab is Insert. All right, so that's an Insert tab for you. So this tab in Excel will let you add external objects to your workbook, right? You can insert things such as pictures and clip art images by using this tab. It would also allow you to create charts, pivot tables, hyperlinks, headers, footers, etc. Right? So all these fancy terms, we'll be looking at these individually as we move on into the course. Right? So for now, let's just understand that all the charting options and all the inserting of shapes and other smart arts are there in your Insert tab. Well, as the name suggests, right? Alright. So then moving on to the page layout. Now this tab will help you organize how the content of your sheet appears. You can also select the printable area of your sheet within the set print area. Next comes the formulas. Now this tab divides the functions in Excel into categories. Right? So the recently used financial functions, logical functions, text functions, time, lookup, reference, math, etc. Right? So it also includes features such as how do you audit the formulas? Like, so if you have long formula written, how do you track what the formula says? How do you audit the formulas? And something known as trace precedence, trace dependence, how to check the errors, right? So all these formulas, we'll see individually what these all are, but some very interesting tools here. All right, so the next we have data, very important tab while working on advanced functionalities in Excel. Now in this tab we can find the commands for working with lists and groups of data. We have a number of useful applications here, right? Such as how to remove the duplicates within a list, how to transfer text into individual columns, data validation, very important tool here. Data validation, we'll see what it is. What if analysis, how you create scenarios in Excel, right? So all these things will be comprised here in data tab. Next we have the review tab. So review, as the name suggests, will allow you to proofread your Excel files, right? So in addition to that, it also has some protection options. How do you protect the sheet? How do you protect the entire workbook, right? So for example, if you have to send your Excel file to someone, to a client, let's say, and you do not want them to change certain items in Excel, how you can apply protection on those cells, how you can apply protection on the entire worksheet. That's what we're going to do what we're going to learn about in this review tab. Next is the view tab. Now this allows you to customize the way you see your spreadsheet. That's it, very simple. You can select among different workbook view options, zoom, how do you freeze panes, etc. The last tab is a developer tab. Now, this tab is primarily used to record and run macros. What are macros? We'll not dive into macros in this course per se. We have a separate course available for macros. But in this course, we'll not use macros much. But then again, I'll tell you what the macros are, a slight overview about macros as we go along into the course. Okay, now we are clear with what all the ribbons are there in Excel. Now let's talk a bit about this little box you see here. Now this little box is a name box. Whatever cell you are at, right? So for example, currently the reference or the name of the highlighted cell is A1. Now what is A? A stands for, so A, B, C, D, E stands for different columns, right? So columns are represented by alphabets. And 1 stands for row. All these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 you're seeing here, these are the rows. So rows are represented by numbers, alright? So columns are represented by alphabets, rows are represented by numbers. So this box here tells you the name of your selected cell. Alright. So currently this selected cell has the name A1. Alright. So the name of this cell is A1. If I move the cell to this place, the reference changes to E4. Column E, row 4. Alright. So the intersection of rows and columns is what the name of your cell is. Okay, now just beside this name box, this box is a formula bar. We use the formula bar in order to type or edit or view the formula that we have written in this cell. Alright, so whatever formula that I'll be writing in this cell will be shown here. Okay, perfect. Now, if you look beside this box, you'll see this down arrow key. This little thing right here is very useful when you write long formulas, right? So I may have a formula that exceeds 2 or 3 lines. Yes, I have that complicated formulas also, right? So if I have such long and huge formulas, then it will not be possible for me to view the entire formula within this space only. So I will press this down arrow key to enlarge my formula bar. Now, if I enlarge my formula bar, that's where I can see the entire big formula written. Alright, so this arrow is used to enlarge or compact the formula bar. Okay, the next is just above your ribbons. You can see these 3-4 icons. This is my quick access toolbar. Alright, quick access toolbar. So whatever items or functions that I am more likely to use or more than once quickly, right? So I can have those icons placed in my quick access toolbar. For example, save. I don't want to go to file icon and then click on save. What I can do is I can have the save icon on the quick access toolbar, so that whenever I wish to save my Excel file, I can simply click this button, right? Also, I have undo and redo tabs. Now, you might be wondering that can I add more icons to it? Or let's say I do not want undo and redo. I want some other option. How can you put that? You see small little down arrow key here? Just press this for me. There you are. Now you have certain items that are checked. For example, save, undo and redo. And did you notice something? These checked items are the same icons that are presented here, right? So if I do not want undo or redo, I can uncheck it. See, it goes from here. If I want, let's say, new, I can click on new and there I go. I have a new icon. If I click here, it will create a new document for me. All right. Now we've understood the first part of the screen. Now let's go to the bottom of the screen, right? These are known as worksheets. So you may have different worksheets in Excel. So sheet 1. Similarly, I may have more than one sheet. All right. Coming on to the right side, these are my different page views. So that's my normal view. This becomes my page layout view. This becomes my page break view, right? And just besides that, I have my zoom properties. I can increase the zoom size. I can decrease the zoom size. All right. So that's all in this video, guys. So that's how we understand the Excel screens, right? I know it sounds a bit boring. This video was very boring, but the interesting part is just around the corner. So see you around in the next video where we'll dive into the data. Let's play with data a bit. See you around in the next video.